Use this down, because I might use this stool or something.
That's fine, jump in, throw it on the floor.
So, yeah, I might just do some stuff. I got woken up early in the morning. It was early May. I'm not sure what it was. It was about 6:30 in the morning. I then heard my flatmate coming down from come down because she got quite early, but wasn't like her. She's quite quiet. Didn't think much of it. I was just lying for a bit. Because it was light, I realised I wasn't going back to sleep, so I came down about 7 o'clock. And I said, "Oh, Harley, how are you? Hey, you're right." I just saw someone sleeping down the alley. It was like, who was? I didn't really see him. I kind of told him to shoo off. Okay, so I milled about in the morning, had my breakfast, did my normal routine. I had to go up to campus to go to a lecture, even though it was one of my last sessions for the term. So I had to head off at about 11 o'clock, so I milled about a bit and did this. So I walked down to the bus stop, and I remember just seeing this bin with its rubbish strewn everywhere, and I thought, who's done that? I didn't really think much of it. So I was waiting for the bus, and then I jumped on the bus, and as we were going down the Western Road through the town, I remember there was a commotion happening at Churchill Square. There was someone running off, and loads of people, I just saw someone running through with security chasing him. Anyway, we passed on further through, and I made it up to campus, and I did my lecture. So I was up on campus for a bit. It got to about 2 o'clock, and I started heading back. I remember seeing overhead that there was the police helicopter was circling overhead Brighton. I couldn't hear it, but on the bus, and I thought, well, that's quite interesting. You've got the helicopter flying around because I love helicopters. And as we're going back through, because we had to get off at Old Steve, I remember there was lots of police about, but hearing conversations people had with the PCSO, and it was just like, "Oh yes," and he just grabs it and he ran off. And I thought maybe someone had mugged that lady or something. He was like, "I was just doing this." He came in, he was fucking knocking everyone, pissed drunk. God, someone has gone on a rampage around here. So, and I made it up to Churchill Square, and there was armed police out patrolling. I was like, "Oh God, what the hell's going on?" And then eventually made my way home after just seen a few things. There were some shops with loads of rubbish strewn out. Talked to more police. It was quite a lot's gone on. It's like a gang of rowdy kids have gone around everywhere. And then when I got home, I noticed someone had done a massive poo on by our house. I was like, "That's disgusting." And I came back and I saw my housemate Lawrence, and he was just like, "Hey, how you doing, mate?" And he's like, "Oh, mate, have you seen what's going on out there, mate? It's all kicking off, police everywhere. Mate, it's a nutter going around causing carnage." It's like, "Really? Jesus Christ." I got back in. So I got back this was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and about 4 o'clock, answered the door. It was PCSO, a police sergeant, and I knew them. It was PCSO Wakeling. So, "What are you doing around here?" Because he was from Surrey, but Surrey and Sussex Police. And I said, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, it's funny seeing you here." I said, "Yeah, I study here." "So what's going on?" "Oh, we've been called in to help out." And he tells me, from about 7 o'clock, we're going to ask everyone to stay indoors. And 6 o'clock, we're going to go around patrol. So I was like, "Really? What's going on?" I said, "Oh, God." I got them sorted out. They went off and lots of things. And then walked out. And I remember seeing the helicopter again, that's just hovering around doing its thing. God, it was really low and loud hovering around, and there was even more police at this point. And then, so as I went for a walk about 5 o'clock, I thought I'd stop my Waitrose in the Western Road, get some things, and just come out see what was going on. And there was more police, and then I walked past this train station. There was a group of soldiers, and I recognised one of them. It was my mate Paul from school. I was like, "Mate, what's going on here, mate?" But for some reason, but maybe because he was on duty and stuff, he said, "Excuse me, if you have any questions, ask a police officer for assistance." "Oh, okay." He then sent me a message later saying, "Yeah, mate, I couldn't because I was on duty for a chin wag." So I thought, that's fine. But I just remember seeing these soldiers everywhere. And then I walked back round to the seafront, and I came along the seafront. And I remember overhead, like, there was 2 Westland wildcats going over. No, lynxes, because they're not. And it was going. Wow, God, I bet them. I wonder if they're just going along. Or I wonder if come in. And then, as I started approaching home screen, I heard this unforgettable rumble. Landed down that home floor and I thought, what the hell is going on? And it's main story, the 2 soldiers came up on that patrolling it, and then just a troop of soldiers came off and deployed there. I thought, what the hell? You know, I was up there, guns and everything. I was just like, shit, what the fuck? You know, I just had shit going on. There was a kind of cordon around the helicopter by PTSO. So what's going on? Oh, it's just a training exercise. So I make my way home to get back in for the curfew, you know. And at 6 o'clock at this time, they've got big bands going around playing a siren like this. Remain indoors. 7 o'clock, curfew in effect. Anyone caught after curfew will be directed home or arrested. Lock all doors and windows. Curfew beginning at 7 o'clock. So I got in and I was like, all my housemates are in the kitchen. I was like, God, what's going on? Have you heard about it? So yeah, we've got to stay in. You know, what the hell's going on? There's army everywhere, police, helicopters landing. So mate, this is serious. Yes, this is really scary. So nothing going on about it. And I made a point. So that siren, I recognise it because that's the same siren they used at Broadmoor Hospital. I think some nutters escaped from hospital. I've got to hope not. They would have said that. You know, it was fine. Maybe it's just some training thing. I just don't know. I tapped my food and Matt's room for a bit. My house decided, we're going to watch a film together because this is a bit scary. So we did. So we watched the Cray film, the Cray Brothers film. It's about, and it was fairly quiet at this point. And but I just remember the bit where they're in like doing national service and they knock out the staff sergeant. You hear the sort of helicopter going overhead again.
Such a good helicopter.
Really low, right next to us was a spotlight going on. It's like, mate, it's still quite dialogue because they see it as a Westland link. So I was like, Jesus Christ, what are they doing? Hovering about, and there was the police helicopter coming round again. I'm like, and I was like, God, mate, this is serious. As it got darker, you know, we watched the film, and you could just see them off in the distance. Sometimes the Chinooks coming over again, just shaking the whole house when they came. Shake everything, like some subway. And you know, you could just see them, their warning lights going around, the spots like going on as the whole city went quite quiet because it was about 9 o'clock. We used to watch more of the film, and we sat late watching another film. We watched the Western, you know, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And it was just the whole night. It was just weirdly quiet, and you know, it was about midnight. I was just lying there with helicopters going around. As the sort of light just sort of shining through my windows. So I thought, God, I'm not going to sleep in this. And then I remember seeing that, you know, there were soldiers like patrolling up the street here and there and stuff. And then it was quite a bit when the helicopters drift off, and it was a weird, like sort of gap in the patrol and the silence. And there was this man sort of staggering along. He was wearing a suit. And he opened up this bin and he was trying to jump in. And then someone on the patrol was like, there he is. And he came out in the bin. He came out, stopped in the middle of the road. Like, and then the helicopter came. Shone a spotlight out of it. And I could see who it was. It was Michael Gove. And And he was just there staggering drunk while all these soldiers and armed police were pointing his rifles at him. And he was staying there drunk, and then one of them shot him with a taser and he went down. And then this police van came and they picked him up and chucked him in it. They looked around a bit and then all the soldier stuff disappeared, all the helicopters drifted. And just there was silence. It was over. And then I tried to get to sleep. This was about 1 o'clock in the morning. Just thinking, wow, that was scary. He was right out there the whole time around here. That must have been who was outside the house. Jesus Christ. And then it's one of those weird sleeps, you know, maybe you can't quite sleep, you've got something on your mind. You know, it feels like almost like when you sleep, you don't feel like you're asleep, you're conscious awake. So I must have fallen asleep. And then woke up and it was just like about 8 o'clock in the morning to the normal sounds, and it's like, what happened? You know. And when around it, I asked people this story. Do you remember when Michael Gove put Brighton into lockdown? I was like, what are you on about? You know, you're a nutter. Am I the only one who remembers this? It was chaos. It was carnage, and no one remembers it. You know, and I feel like maybe because of COVID, we went into lockdown again and all this, but people just don't remember what happened. But yeah, that's the first Brighton lockdown when the whole city went down because Michael Gove was on a drunken rampage and then had to call in the army to get him. So,